Hello, well, here I am again walking around Lincoln Cathedral. Now the cathedral's been in quite a few of my videos over the years, but it's always been a backdrop to other stories. But not this time, because the subject of this story resides in Lincoln Cathedral. I'm talking about the Lincoln Imp. Now the legend of the Lincoln Imp is certainly the best known in the county, and as a rule I like to stay clear of well-known legends. I prefer to investigate obscure ones that have never been documented before, but this time I thought I'd make an exception because I've never actually seen the Lincoln Imp. Now this video was filmed back in early March. It wasn't completed because I had a personal bereavement at that time, and then of course we had the pandemic. So join me back in early March of this year as I went in search of the Lincoln Imp. The Imp is a curious little effigy that can be found high on a column in the Gothic angel choir in Lincoln Cathedral, and there are several variations of the legend attached to it. The most popular has it that the devil sent two mischievous imps to Lincoln Cathedral. Once inside, they tore up hymn books, smashed up chairs and generally caused havoc, until an angel appeared and commanded them to stop. One of the imps, terrified by the sudden appearance of the angel, cowered under a stack of broken chairs. The second imp, however, just laughed and threw stones and hurled insults at the angel. In response, the angel cast a spell and turned the troublesome imp to stone. Fearing the same fate, the second imp fled the cathedral, and it came to rest above the judgment porch, where it was also turned to stone. In yet another variant of the legend, the second imp travelled to Grimsby, where it entered St. James' Church and continued its destruction, until the angel reappeared and gave the imp's backside a darn good thrashing before turning it to stone. The Grimsby imp can still be seen on the south outside wall of St. James' Church, clinging to its sore bottom. In another version of the legend, the second imp escaped petrification and to this day continued to circle the building, which accounts for the strong wind that blows chill around Lincoln Cathedral even on the warmest summer's day. The Imp has become the mascot of the city, and there are images of it everywhere. You can buy Imp t-shirts, figurines, coffee mugs. Lincoln City Football Club has the Imp as their mascot, and the team is affectionately known as the Imps. However, the Imp is not only found in Lincoln, it's prevalent in other parts of the country. For example, there is an Imp at Lincoln College, Oxford, and there is a carving of the Lincoln Imp on a house in Farndale, North Yorkshire. The legend of the Imp is said to date from the 14th century, but in fact it's a comparatively modern invention. The story only became widespread in the 19th century when local businessman James Ward Usher started to produce Lincoln Imp jewellery. The line proved to be very popular, and it seems that the legend of the Imp sprang up around this as a novel marketing ploy. The actual story might have originated from a poem by Arnold Trost entitled The Wind, the Devil and Lincoln Cathedral, of which a verse goes, "The devil hopped up without a limp, and at once took shape as the Lincoln Imp, and there he sits atop the column, and grins at the people who gaze so solemn." Now it might come as a bit of a surprise to you that despite living in Lincoln for many years, I have never seen the Imp. So let's go inside Lincoln Cathedral and find him together. Now before I go looking for the Imp, I thought I would show you just how truly imposing this building is. For a staggering 238 years, Lincoln Cathedral was the tallest building in the world, second only to the pyramids. I didn't realise just how dark it would be in here. The lighting is very subdued and it's a miserable wet winter's afternoon, and despite these huge beautiful stained glass windows there's very little ambient light. My eyesight isn't brilliant, so it's not going to be easy trying to find a tiny 12-inch statue that's around here somewhere. Thankfully help is at hand. Insert 20 pence to light up the imp. Well, unfortunately there's too much of a glare from the light to really see anything, certainly on camera. But at least I know where it is now. There's no way I would have found it otherwise. The imp is so small, it's really hard to see with the naked eye, so high up, especially in this gloom. My camera, like my eyesight, is not brilliant, but I will do my utmost to show you what I can of the famous Lincoln Imp. Now before I leave, I just have a look around the gift shop. Imp keyrings, fridge magnets, and for £30 you can mount a life-size statue of the imp on your wall at home. Well, that was my look into the legend of the Lincoln Imp, recorded back in March. There are plans this summer for a Lincoln Imp trail which involves 30 colourful imp sculptures being placed in various parts of the city as a fundraiser for St Barnabas Hospice. At the time of making this video, May 2020, it's uncertain that this will happen due to the current world crisis. Anyway, that's all from me. Look after yourselves and see you next time.